You can replace a face. You can replace a body. But you can never replace real energy. They thought they could walk away from you like you were just another chapter in their story. Swipe left. Move on. Find someone new. Easy, right? Wrong. Because when someone has tasted real connection, real soul energy, every imitation after you feels hollow. They didn't just lose a person. They lost a force. And sooner or later, reality hits them like a freight train. At first, your avoidant ex thought they could outrun the emptiness. New is better, they told themselves. New thrills, new faces, new distractions. But as the philosopher Søren Kierkegaard said, the most painful state of being is remembering the future. And that's exactly what they feel. A future they could have had with you slipping further and further away. Every smile they fake, every shallow connection they chase, every night they scroll endlessly, searching for a spark that feels like yours. It's a losing battle. Energy is not something you can buy, beg for, or replace. It's earned. It's rare. And your absence. It's louder than any words you could ever say. Studies show that nearly 70% of avoidant exes experience delayed emotional regret, long after the initial breakup high wears off. And when regret shows up, it doesn't knock politely. It kicks the door down and demands answers. Why can't I move on? They wonder. The answer is simple. Because energy doesn't lie. They can lie to themselves, pretend it's fine, post photos with new people, act like you never mattered. But inside, they know the truth. Out of sight, out of mind is a nice idea, until the memories hit at 2 a.m., uninvited and relentless. As Robin Sharma said, the mind is a wonderful servant but a terrible master. And now their mind has turned against them. The truth is, your ex didn't just fail to replace you. They failed to replace the feeling of being seen, understood, and truly connected. And that's not something you can fake with a rebound, a vacation, or a new adventure. Every replacement attempt just makes your original energy stand out even more. Stick with me, because in this video, I'm pulling back the curtain on the 5 brutal truths your avoidant ex faced when they tried and failed to replace your energy. What you're about to hear might just change the way you see everything. Not just about them, but about yourself. Hint: you were never the problem. Before we dive in, I want you to drop a powerful mantra in the comments. I am irreplaceable. If you really want to hit deep, leave this second secret quote too. Energy never lies. Like this video, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Because understanding your true worth isn't just about healing, it's about becoming untouchable. And today, we start that journey together. Truth number 1. They realized chemistry isn't connection. When your avoidant ex first walked away, they convinced themselves that chemistry could be easily replaced. They believed that if they found someone attractive enough, fun enough, or exciting enough, they could recreate what they had with you. But they quickly learned the first brutal truth. Chemistry without genuine connection is just surface-level noise. It's like drinking salt water when you're dying of thirst. It looks satisfying, but it only leaves you emptier. At first it felt thrilling. New dates, new laughs, new late-night conversations. But after a while it all started to blur together. That deep spark they had with you, the feeling of being truly seen and understood, was nowhere to be found. Everything started to feel rehearsed, transactional, and hollow. As Brené Brown put it, connection is why we're here. It's what gives purpose and meaning to our lives. And your ex, whether they admitted it or not, felt that void growing wider every day. The reason they couldn't recreate the bond is simple. Chemistry is instant, but connection is cultivated. Chemistry happens in a glance, in a flirtatious moment, in an adrenaline rush. Connection, that's built over time. It's built in the quiet moments, in the inside jokes, in the unspoken understanding between two souls. It's built when someone knows your darkest fears and stays anyway. Your ex didn't realize it at the time, but when they left you, they weren't just leaving a relationship. They were abandoning a connection that takes years to build and a lifetime to replace, if it ever can be. Statistically speaking, over 85% of rebound relationships fail within the first 6 months. Why? Because people mistake excitement for depth. They think passion equals partnership. But real relationships aren't just about fireworks. They're about foundation. And without that foundation, every new relationship feels like a house built on sand. Your ex might have tried to deny it at first, but deep down, they started to feel the cracks forming fast. They started noticing the difference in small but painful ways. New people didn't laugh at the same jokes. They didn't understand the little things that made your ex tick. Conversations felt lighter but emptier. Disagreements didn't turn into deep, strengthening conversations. They turned into cold silences or shallow apologies. Slowly, your ex started to realize something that stung more than they were ready to admit. They didn't just miss you. They missed the connection they only ever found with you. In the end, chemistry gave them a rush, but it was connection that gave them a home, and they left it behind thinking they could easily find another. Now, they know the truth. Chemistry catches attention, but connection captures the soul. Drop this quote in the comments if you feel it. Truth number 2. They discovered you were their safe place, not just a partner. When your avoidant ex tried to replace you, they thought they were just replacing a relationship, a title, a role, someone to talk to, laugh with, maybe travel with. But what they failed to realize, until it was too late, was that you weren't just a partner. You were their safe place. You were their emotional home. And you know, homes aren't something you just stumble upon at a bar or on a dating app. At first, everything seemed exciting and new for them. New faces, fresh conversations, zero emotional history to weigh them down. But soon enough, the walls started closing in. New people didn't know how to handle their emotional shutdowns. New flings didn't know when to give them space or when to lean in. New relationships didn't offer the unspoken security they once found with you. As Sigmund Freud said, we are never so defenseless against suffering as when we love. And, ironically, your ex started to feel more exposed than ever before. What they had with you wasn't just comfort, it was acceptance. You understood their moods without judgment. You didn't abandon them when they needed to retreat into their shell for a moment. You knew how to bring them back gently without force. And that kind of emotional safety, it's rarer than gold in a world full of shallow connections. When they realized that their new relationships lacked this depth, the truth hit them. They didn't just lose a person, they lost the only place where they ever felt truly safe being themselves. This truth starts to manifest in sneaky, painful ways for them. They begin to feel restless with new people. They crave the easy silence they had with you, the kind where no words were needed, and everything still felt understood. They miss not having to explain their moods, not having to defend their fears, not having to pretend. In every new interaction, they're hyper-aware of how hard everything feels now. And every comparison leads back to the same silent admission: you were home. According to psychology studies, emotional safety is one of the top 3 predictors of long-term relationship success. Without it, relationships tend to crumble under the pressure of unmet emotional needs. And your ex? They're now living proof of that reality. They chased novelty, thinking it was better than stability, but instead of freedom, they found loneliness wrapped in noise. Now, they realize that true safety, true emotional belonging, isn't something they can just find again overnight. They feel the loss every time they laugh a little less, trust a little less, connect a little less. And it haunts them quietly, relentlessly. A home is not a place, it's a feeling. Drop this secret quote in the comments if you feel it. Truth number 3. They realized they couldn't replicate emotional depth. When your avoidant ex first pulled away, they told themselves emotional depth wasn't that important. It's not a big deal, they thought. I'll just find someone new who's easier, less intense, less complicated. They believed that finding someone else who could keep it light would be the solution. But as time dragged on, they learned one of the most brutal lessons yet. Emotional depth isn't a weight, it's the treasure. At first, surface-level conversations were fun. New people made them laugh, flirted effortlessly, and kept things breezy. But then came the hollow moments. The moments when they needed to open up, to be real, to be vulnerable. And no one could meet them there. They craved the way you dug deeper than their defenses, the way you saw through their silence, the way you made them feel understood without forcing them to perform. In the words of Carl Jung, people will do anything, no matter how absurd, to avoid facing their own souls. And that's exactly what your ex tried to do: distract themselves from their own emptiness by staying on the surface with new people. But surface-level living can't feed the soul. Shallow conversations don't fill emotional voids. And with every fake smile, every meaningless interaction, they were forced to confront a brutal reality. What you offered wasn't ordinary, it was extraordinary. The emotional safety and depth you created together didn't just happen. It was built through trust, patience, real conversations, forgiveness, and, showing up for each other during tough moments. Your connection was an emotional universe they once took for granted, and now they can't even find a cheap copy. Every new person just highlights how rare and precious real emotional intimacy actually is. Statistics reveal that deep emotional connection is the #1 factor people list when asked what they regret losing in past relationships. It's not looks, it's not excitement, it's emotional closeness. And your ex, whether they talk about it or not, feels that loss like a shadow following them everywhere. Especially during their lowest moments, when surface-level smiles fade and loneliness creeps in, they know the truth. They had something rare, and they let it go. In the end, they realized something devastating. You can't replace soul-level intimacy with convenience. You either have it or you don't. And with you, they had it in abundance. Depth is not a destination, it's a devotion. Drop this quote in the comments if you agree. Truth number 4. They underestimated how unique your energy was. When your avoidant ex walked away, they made a fatal mistake. They thought your energy was common. They thought the way you loved the way you showed up, the way you made life lighter, was something they could easily find again. They believed you were replaceable. And that belief? It's the very thing that started to dismantle their illusion piece by piece. At first, they chased distractions. They sought out excitement, new conversations, fresh attention. But very quickly they noticed something unsettling. No one felt like you. No one matched your frequency. No one could mirror the lightness you brought into a heavy world. As Oprah Winfrey once said, "Lots of people want to ride with you in the limo. But what you want is someone who will take the bus with you when the limo breaks down." And your energy. It was right there with them, whether things were good, bad, or uncertain. They realized that your energy wasn't just kindness or humor or patience. It was a combination of authenticity, resilience, empathy, and strength. You could calm a storm without saying a word. You could lift a room just by being in it. You didn't just love them. You energized them. You made them feel capable, seen, alive. And now, that energy is gone. And honestly, it feels like trying to breathe underwater without it. There's a reason energy is so hard to replace. Energy is soul deep. It can't be faked. It can't be duplicated. Science even shows that human beings emit measurable electromagnetic fields, and the strongest field comes from the heart. That connection, that invisible pull they felt around you, it was real. And once that's gone, everything else feels muted, colorless, dull. Now they find themselves searching, not for someone else, but for the feeling they lost when they lost you. They thought they'd find a carbon copy. Instead, they found a parade of almosts and not quites. They replay your old conversations. They scroll through old photos. They remember how natural everything felt around you, and it burns because deep down, they know. You can't replace an original with a copy. If that hits you, drop it in the comments. Your energy wasn't something they could just move on from. It wasn't just part of the relationship, it was the relationship. And now in every forced conversation, every awkward silence, every fake laugh they share with someone new, they're reminded of exactly what they lost and what they may never find again. Truth number 5. They faced the harsh reality that they lost the best version of themselves with you. When your avoidant ex left, they thought they were just losing you. What they didn't realize, what they couldn't even begin to comprehend at the time, was that they were also walking away from the best version of themselves. Because here's the secret they only learned too late. The right connection doesn't just make you feel loved, it makes you become better. With you, they laughed louder, dreamed bigger, felt safer to be vulnerable, to be seen. You held space for them to grow without judgment. You believed in their potential when even they doubted it. Your energy wasn't just comforting, it was transforming. As Michelangelo once said, "I saw the angel in the marble and carved until I set him free." That's what you did. You helped them see the version of themselves they were too scared to embrace. After they left, they tried to recreate that feeling elsewhere. They thought a new relationship, a new environment, a fresh start would elevate them in the same way. But it didn't. Instead, they noticed themselves shrinking, playing small, feeling less inspired, less bold, less alive. They realized something gut-wrenching. It wasn't just the relationship that made them better. It was you. Over time, the mirror cracked. Without your encouragement, without your steady, believing presence, their insecurities grew louder. Their doubts got heavier. Their dreams seemed further away. They were no longer becoming more. They were becoming less. And with every slip backward, they realized they hadn't just lost a partner. They had lost the environment that nurtured their growth, their confidence, their fire. A Harvard study on adult development found that the quality of our relationships directly affects not just our happiness, but also our health, longevity, and success. Your ex didn't just lose a lover. They lost a lifeline, a rare, once-in-a-lifetime energy that pushed them toward their highest self, and in the darkest moments, when everything feels heavier, lonelier, emptier, they're forced to reckon with a truth they tried so hard to outrun. You didn't just love me. You elevated me. Drop that powerful line in the comments if it speaks to your heart. In the end, they learned the hard way. Losing you wasn't just losing love. It was losing the person they were proud to be when they were with you. And that kind of loss doesn't fade with time. It lingers, it haunts, and it changes them forever. Now you see it, don't you? They didn't just lose you. They lost their mirror, their safe place, their spark, their depth, their growth. They lost everything they didn't even know they needed until it was gone. And here's the part they'll never tell you out loud. They regret it. Deeply, painfully, silently. Because admitting it would mean confronting the truth. They weren't ready for a love as real as yours. But you're no longer waiting for them to figure it out. You're not standing in the same place, hoping they come back changed. You are evolving. You are rising. You are reclaiming your own energy. The very energy they will spend a lifetime chasing, but never finding again. So if these brutal truths struck a nerve, it's not by accident. It's because deep down you know your value now. And if you're ready to claim that power fully, to never settle for anything less than the deep soul-level connection you deserve, stay with me. What's coming next will unlock a level of self-worth so undeniable, even the people who doubted you will have no choice but to watch you shine. If you're ready to step into your next chapter, drop this in the comments right now. I am the standard. And for the real ones, add the secret quote. I am not replaceable. I am unforgettable. Make sure you smash the like button, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another powerful video like this. Your journey isn't about chasing anyone. It's about becoming someone so powerful, so aligned, so full of life, that no one ever doubts your worth again. I'll see you in the next video. And remember, you are the prize.